line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. It's upstairs, goes to the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like
Pitch. There's a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
Well, you wanted signings, you wanted players, you wanted to hear something happening. You got 3 recruits coming in this week for Lobo basketball, at least 3, and all of them are in the transfer portal. You got a big guy earlier in the week, and now you've got a high school guy who comes in as a 4-star for Lobo basketball, a top 100 rated player in True Washington. I think you knew about it, but you probably feel a whole lot better about it now that it's official and now that he's signed. Good morning to you. Opening drive on a Friday. A spring Friday, a warm Friday, and glad you're with us. Jeff Simbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie, how you living?
What it do?
Good morning.
Good morning. Not a surprise. I see things like this, and I guess we knew about True Washington and all of his prowess and what he was, and that he was going to be a Lobo, or at least we're pretty sure he was because verbal commits. But verbal commits are what they are, and in reality, they're not what they're not, right? So until you get the paperwork in and the league and the team can make it official. I don't know if you felt 100%, but I think for the most part you felt pretty good. JJ, this is a good get, and this is a guy that I'm not sure exactly where he fits into the rotation. I'm sure Richard Pitino doesn't know that yet. But this is a guy that I would expect you'd see some contribution from relatively right away.
Yeah, top 100 player coming in, 6'4", shooting guard. Probably play some three. If you want to get on the floor, you're gonna have to play off the ball in this system right now with Jalen House and Donovan Dent. But this is a good problem to have, and it is about managing minutes in that backcourt regardless. I think those three backcourt players, 25, 27 minutes a game somewhere in there, then ride the hot hand or what you need going down the stretch. And then it's going to be tough because in college basketball, this is a game that is about getting old and staying old. And there's going to be a lot of youth that needs to play and get some experience on this Lobo roster next year. We're talking about on the wing and the perimeter.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see because you got to believe they're going to add some more out of the portal, right? With the open spots, and so you've got Jaden Toppin coming in, the 6'8" recruit, who's going to give you some length, and then True Washington, and then JJ. When I start looking at the roster construction, you got to believe there's going to be another impactful big. I got to believe somebody on the wing. Minutes are going to be. You're going to have to fight for minutes on this club.
Absolutely. And this is with adding the size, you want to see that competition on the wings because we got True Washington coming in, you got Quentin Webb, you got Braden Applehans. Those are going to be redshirt freshmen battling on the perimeter. That you hope that they bring in an experienced wing guy, but you're going to have to rely on some young guys on the perimeter, on the wing, to play some minutes next year for this team. And when you look at the athleticism, what True Washington and Jaden Toppin are coming in with, exceptional high school careers. Quentin Webb is a dude that if you just looked at him, I know all the Lobo fans were like, man, that dude looks like he's ready to go, but he was just 17 years old when he stepped on campus last year. It's exciting, and it's the balance. This is how you have to be successful in college basketball is find some young guys that you can bring in and that have some pop that you can develop while adding the plug-and-play right away players to the roster.
Yeah, and I think what it says is success is breeding success, right? Success, you start to have something to attract to. It's hard, man. When you come in and you're trying to sell a vision, right? You're trying to sell something. Look what it once was here. Look what the building once was. It's hard. Now, when you can sell, look what the building is. When you bring in a recruit for that San Diego State game and you didn't win the San Diego State game, but you won that day, if that makes any sense, right? I know Lamont Butler hit that shot in the pit, but the pit was bonkers that night. That was the game where I kind of went back, JJ, I changed my term a little bit from it's familiar to, all right, it sounds like the pit again. And that was his visit. That was Jaden Toppin's visit. And when you can bring a guy in for that, they want to be part of that. And then they see, wow, they were 14-0, and maybe they were just a me away from being in the NCAA tournament, making a run. Wow, that team that I saw them almost beat went to the NCAA championship game, right? All of that plays into it, I think.
No question. There's still, when you talk to players, and in this era of name, image, and likeness, we know that's an important piece to the puzzle, but they also want to play at a place that basketball matters, at an environment that is as fun, a team that's going to be competitive, a fan base that you're not going to get in a lot of places, and you get that with Lobo basketball right now. And that's one of the factors that is helping right now in this resurgence, and hopefully for Lobo fans, a team that's going to be able to then take steps at the end of the season forward to where they want to be.
Yeah, all that's right. All right, we're here for you today on a Friday, 505-246-0610. That's how to get to us, area code 505-246-0610. Your emails will come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com, on the Twitter, _JJ Buck, at Part-Time Bro. And on the Facebook, you can watch the show. Adrian's in today, and he's producing for us on ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26, and on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Bourne's in already. Yeah.
Sorry, did you see who's reportedly taking a visit to San Diego State this weekend?
I did not.
Josiah Alec.
Is that right?
Woo!
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Let's get spicy.
Boy, that'll be interesting, huh?
It's in the San Diego Union Tribune this morning, the Aztecs are bringing a couple forwards for visits this weekend, and the one-year Lobo, Josiah Alec, is on the list.
How's that going to go over?
Not well if he goes to the Aztecs with everything that he was saying about wanting a bigger role and a focal point of the offense. Like, you don't go to the Aztecs to be a focal point of any offense.
Is he good enough defensively? Like, he works hard defensively, right? Well, I mean, I think if you put him in position, he's a good defender. I remember the last two guys they scored 30 plus on him. Now, he was playing on the wing and chasing Matt Bradley around, and he was chasing around Hunter Maldonado, right? And who was it in the Utah State game? It was
Funk.
It was Funk, who was bonkers. Yeah. Really? That's not going to go over well if that's how that plays out. So that's in the San Diego Union Tribune?
Yes, Mark
Ziegler. Mark Ziegler has that?
Talking
Who
about
else is it?
the visits, Josiah Alec, because they were, flirting with Nelly Jr. Joseph, but the big story there is the NIL deal. They're all bitter that they couldn't match that. They're also looking at Deloach, transfer from BCU, Texas A&M guy, and the 7-footer from Texas A&M, Javonte Brown, 6'8" player from Tulsa. Bringing it.
So they're looking to replace some of that Keyshawn Johnson role, right?
Yeah.
Because he left, he said 2 days ago, he's going into the NBA draft. Oh, and the portal, by the way. And everything I heard out of that was a NIL deal. It's interesting because, and Josiah said it's not about NIL. He would have made a pretty good number here. I think his number was going to be up to about 150, 200 if he would have stayed. But it's not. That wasn't what it was about. But how does that go, JJ? If everything he said, right when he left, and he told Jeff Grammer, it's about I want to be more active in the offense. I want to be on the ball. That's not going to happen there. I mean, I think we all believe that Lamont Butler's coming back, right? Don't you?
Yeah, this is like Josiah Alec. If he plays his role, then you could see, he'd fit there. He's that type of player, just grit and grind, do your thing, grab a couple rebounds, get a couple points. But in your quote-unquote exit interview, you're talking about offense and being a focal point. Doesn't match up.
Wow. Well, just because he's there doesn't mean he's been offered, right?
No,
or accepted.
Exactly.
But wow.
But that's a little more than, you see all these players like, oh, they've shown interest in, and there's like 20 teams. It's, I ain't going on a campus visit, so.
Well, how do you feel about that, Lobo fan? Hey, Marie, how's that going to go over with the crowd over 377?
I don't think it's going to go over well, to be honest with you. The beloved, adored Alec probably wouldn't be well.
They'll be all sick in a different way.
Yeah.
Right?
They'll be all sick in my stomach.
Like, oh my gosh.
I mean, he was in 1 year one of the most beloved guys around here. And if that happens, I mean, if he ends up at Utah Valley, you just go, yeah, all right. If he ends up at Utah State, for that matter, right? Those guys? That's where you're going? Ooh, that would be a rough one. All right, we'll watch that for you, or we'll watch Mark Ziegler's reporting for you on that one. 505-246-0610. Bourne's already in on the Mercenaries. The problem with Lobo fans today is they'll be patient and let True, or will they let True develop? All I'm hearing is Lobo basketball needs experience with length. If that's all you're hearing, you're not hearing the whole thing, Bourne, because you are hearing that that's part of what they need, and they do, don't they? I mean, what's the term now? Get old, stay old, right? But JJ was just talking about it, and Bourne, he's right. There's got to be a mix of, and you're old with, with Nelly Jr. Joseph, with the two guards, and you've got to have something. There's a mix with Donovan Dent, and now with Toppin and with Washington. And how patient are they going to be? They're going to be as patient until the first win, or more so until the first loss, right? That's when patience runs out. All right, we're going to talk some NFLs. The draft is now 13 days away. When we come back, Odell lets you know what he and Lamar talked about and how much that led to Odell signing with the Ravens. It's the opening drive on a Friday on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Wrestling fans!
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future and get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit. Additional.
Look at the front page of the sports page of the San Diego Union Tribune. There's Josiah Alec, by the way. There is dunking and Mark Ziegler, beat writer for San Diego State, talking about how he would fit in perfectly. And the former Lobo, it was among the most versatile defenders, able to bang as well as go outside. Talks about how he guarded Matt Bradley. And if you remember, it was Josiah Alec on Hunter Maldonado. And so he'll be in San Diego evidently this weekend. Wow, JJ. I still like as I go through this, I guess that probably didn't click much for me. It makes sense in some respects. If that's where he ends up, that doesn't mean he's going to end up there. But wow, huh?
It is a huge wow, because Lobo fans were like, wait a second, this does not fit with what you said you were not pleased with leaving the University of New Mexico, but it fits his skill set. You know, he is a grinder. He's a defender. He's a guy that you look at the minutes that you're probably going to play in that rotation, 18 to 20? Like if you're playing for the Aztecs and what they like to do. It's fascinating. It's definitely would add a ton of fire to the rivalry. But it's also something that, you know, I look at it on the women's side, and I absolutely think you should be recruiting like players in conference if you have the ability, because you see them, you know how they play. We saw it actually last year that the best player on Utah State, you know, they were like the last place team in the conference, will transfer to San Diego State on the women's side. And I think you'd see more things like that, but when it's kind of this level, spicy.
You know, it would have fit his skill set to stay in the role he was in here too. And I don't know that his role here or, you know, at New Mexico or at San Diego State would have been much different. And that's what's so crazy about that. Well, let's see where it goes. I mean, I don't, just because the guy's going on a visit doesn't mean he's going to end up there. And there's a number of guys going on visits and going places. But wow.
Yeah, the fact that it's on the list, it raises a lot of questions. Because does it show that, all right, you said all of these things about what you want to be, but was this really more behind the scenes than anyone wanted to let on? And that could just be a Josiah Alec issue, and that's fine. He could have just not liked the fit for himself personally in the environment, and here we go.
Well, there was talk that there were some issues internally, right? I mean, you and I both heard that, and he denied it on his way out, that he had some problems with some of the guys or whatever, and he flat out denied it on the way out. But who knows, man? Who knows? I'm not going to sit there and speculate on that. If the man said that there was nothing there, then they'll take him at his word for that. But this one, man, let's watch this play out, because this is going to be a tough beat for Lobo fans, if in fact that's where that ends up. All right, Odell Beckham had his introductory press conference with the Baltimore Ravens, and so did this happen? I was driving down and listening to something on the radio, and so a reporter asked something about Lamar, and the sports information guy kind of tried to interrupt and say, "Yeah, no, we're not here to talk about that." Like one of those things. And so you're going to somehow introduce Odell Beckham, but not ask him about the quarterback situation. Like.
Well, I know that happened last week in their draft press conference. So if it happened again, then they're just
they got through it. Yeah, no, they don't get it. So they got through it, and he was asked, Odell was, about the uncertainty around the quarterback situation, and Odell looked into the camera and he waved his hands and quote, "If Lamar, if you're watching, I'd love to get to work with you," end quote. And then he smiled. But he said, look, there were no assurances from Lamar Jackson that he's coming back. Now, there was an assurance that he was going to get $15 million, and so there's the assurance that you needed. Quote, "The goal is to come here and have the possibility to play with him," is what he said. Lamar is in our plans. This is the GM, Eric DaCosta. Lamar's in our plans. Our feelings about Lamar have not changed one bit since the end of the season. We're hopeful still that we'll get a long-term deal done. He's the right player for the team to lead us where we want to be, blah, blah, blah. I heard you guys in the last segment yesterday, we're talking about it. Hey, Marie, I heard you say you just sign him, right? And I think most people are kind of there. The and just sign him thing it's kind of a two-way street, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think it's what Lamar Jackson's finding out over the last couple of seasons, that life is not as simple as, hey, I'm a quarterback, offer me a contract, I'm going to sign it.
Offer me what I want. Yeah, give me. I'm not budging.
I'm not budging. The fact that you need help in this situation. A deal this big, you need an agent. You need someone in the weeds fighting for you, going back and forth, and being the in between, because it's easy to get your feelings hurt in business. It's easy to get your feelings hurt when they come back with a contract offer that you don't like, but that's also why you want that buffer in there, to someone that can talk back and forth and say, hey, this is the offer they came back with, but let's go through these steps. Let's look at it like this. And it's a process that it doesn't have to be done by the draft. It could happen after the draft. And I really think, too, what the Ravens are doing in this is not just trying to kind of make a point and go, you see, Lamar, no one's offering you a contract anyway, which isn't that simple with before the draft. Because I think teams might throw some offer sheets at him after the draft and not lose high first-round picks this year. But Baltimore is pretty much just saying, letting other people negotiate the deal. And say, all right, you want to drop an offer sheet on him and we're comfortable with it, we'll match it. And then so it's forcing teams, like if you really wanted to pry Lamar Jackson out, then you'd have to go over that $200 million guaranteed number, because that would, I think, shy Baltimore away. Then, like, all right, he's yours.
Which may happen. I get the whole just sign him crowd, right? Sign it, just do it. And I get where Baltimore is. And when I say it takes both, this is where I'm so conflicted on this, okay? I don't want people to negotiate in the media. I don't want them to fight their battles in the media. I mean, even though that's what we do, right? But Lamar shouldn't be negotiating this through the media. But all we know, or all we think we know, and you guys jump in and tell me if I'm wrong, we think we know Lamar isn't budging on that 200 and whatever what's Deshaun Watson's number? 230 guaranteed? Is that what it is? Right?
It's 250 somewhere in there.
Is it 250? Okay. We think, okay. So we think he's not budging. And we know the Ravens and every other team in the NFL are not budging. They're not going to that. So to your point, JJ, this is where agents come in and negotiate. Negotiations are, I'm starting here, you're starting there, and somewhere between you and I is where we have to settle, right? That's what it is. And if Lamar, this is where I get nervous when I have this conversation with it, because I don't know. It was 230. Yeah, I don't know if in fact Lamar is absolutely saying I'm not budging, but it sure seems that way, right? Is there any indication that he's not?
I don't know. There's been so many reports back and forth. He said, they said, no, he's not asking for that money. He's asking for this money.
How much do you think he's asking for?
It's over $200 million guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. And
right.
When you look at so the guaranteed at signing, Deshaun Watson's got $230 million. Russell Wilson got $124 million. Like, that's fully guaranteed money. If you go into partial guarantees, Kyler Murray up towards 190. So, like, this is, breaking the bank, game-changing
190
money.
Guaranteed.
Would you do if you're Baltimore?
Yeah.
Because, again, we're not Don't tell me what he's going to be in 10 years from now.
Right.
Would you suck it up, go to Lamar, and say 5 years, $200 million guaranteed? That's a contract. Not anything else. Not plus this, plus that. 5 years, $200 million. Yes or no? Let's go all in and see what happens.
And you said the next Kyler Murray guaranteed is 190. What's his full deal?
Kyler Murray's deal is 5 years, $230.
Yeah, I might do that. I think what they're coming in at is somewhere about 180 guaranteed, and they're looking at that at 230 area. But he wants it guaranteed. So
and that's still gonna piss everyone
that's
off in the
real.
NFL.
5 at 200 guaranteed,
a fully guaranteed contract. But you're not going over. You're not saying, "Hey, this is gonna be up 250, 270." Just here's the number, lock it in. Can we compete with you for the next 5 years?
Well, then Lamar's got to look at it and say, I'm 26 years old. I'm making $200 million, and my next deal will be my big one, right? Because you got to figure for a quarterback. Now, you and I may sit here and say he's a mobile quarterback, but in his mind, he's going to think, wow, I'll be 31, and I'm going to be going into my prime. I'm going to get another big deal, right? Now, you and a lot of people worry about mobile quarterbacks, and you're not wrong to worry about mobile quarterbacks and their stability and their sustainability, right? That interests me. Where'd you get? Did you just pull that out of your backside, or did you see that somewhere? 5.
But yeah, it's.
I'd be hesitant to do that. I would be more comfortable going 5 at 220, with 175 guaranteed or something like that, but you know what though? My intent would be to have him for 5 years. I'm actually saving myself $25 million. Yeah, I'd entertain that.
There's something to maximize the
What about
value of Lamar Jackson's prime right now. He's a dude that, yes, the last 2 seasons have been frustrating with not being on the field at the end.
Right.
But this dude can win NFL games. He's still 26 years old. I got to believe that, if you lock it in and all right, this is what we're set with, our cap number, our hit for a quarterback the next 5 years.
Would you do that?
Yeah. Just lock it in, maximize everything, because that dude is still going to give you a chance to compete.
Yeah, I don't hate it. How do you feel about it?
The top quarterbacks in that conference, and it's all about trying to figure out a way to beat Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow.
But I also do think that as much as he is holding off on representation, I think it would really behoove him to have someone help him on this. 505-246-0610. I don't know. Is that too much for you? What do you think? You can get in at Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Hey, the year moves quickly, right? You have resolutions. You were going to take care of yourself. You were going to do stuff. And now here we are in spring, and maybe some stuff goes undone. Do not let taking care of you go undone. Guys, if you're dealing with things like just natural things, fatigue, weight gain, depression, even erectile dysfunction, do yourself a favor, call NuMale. NuMale has helped thousands of men feel better. They're right there in Albuquerque. They help you deal with these things. You'll feel better. You'll perform better. So do it for you. Now for men and ladies who are dealing with hair loss, NuMale is your solution. Call them at 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or online at NuMale, NuMale.com. NuMale's professionals walk you through the options. You'll choose what's best for you. They offer you platelet-rich plasma hair therapy. It uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells, deepen your hair follicle, stops hair loss, you regrow hair. They have an FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser. It's proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants produce natural-looking results in less than a week, and there's no linear scarring. Guys, ladies, call NuMale, 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or online at NuMale.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about. We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
and act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust.
JJ says, would you give Lamar guaranteed 5 years, $200 million? Here's the deal. 5 years, $200 million, let's go. What's your deal? No incentives, no, this is it. How much, like, what's he going to want up front? You got to break it down. It's interesting. Would that be a number? I think your point on other teams would be pissed. And I don't know if that's holding that up. I don't know if that's ever been thought, but it's interesting. Odell Beckham was introduced and introduced to the Baltimore media and was asked about Lamar, said there were no guarantees. It's interesting. I don't know. You think that's something they're thinking about?
I'd throw it on the table. And here's the thing. The world of NFL owners, as we'll get into, it's a very interesting group. And you do not want to get on the wrong side of it.
Right.
But you also need to worry about yourself. And in this case, you're not pushing, $300 million deal. Yes, it's fully guaranteed contract, but it's not an outrageous number in terms of money given to a quarterback with what we're seeing. Lock yourself in and maximize the moment. Know what you're working with the next 5 years. See if you can get something done.
Would he do that, you think? I mean, you have to budge off his number.
Ridiculous. I think that would be a very tempting offer for Lamar Jackson, because I don't think that the next one after this is going to be a mega deal, because that's when you are really concerned about Lamar Jackson, the 33-year-old mobile athletic quarterback making his money. So I understand why he's holding his line in the sand. This is it. Like, this is going to be his mega contract.
Well, but I think in his mind, don't you think he believes in himself and thinks there's going to be another big one after this? I mean, in 5 years, right? Quarterbacks now they're all making north of $40 million a year. So in 5 years, Aaron Rodgers, 50? So in 5 years from now, he's going to probably go, damn, I'll make 50 a year, 53 a year, right? But what's another few million between buddies? The numbers are absurd, borderline obscene. But I don't hate where you're going with it. I really don't. 505-246-0610. If you want to get in today, you can. That's the number to get in. Area code 505-246-0610. That'll be the text line as well. I don't know if you've got the text line open. I'll get it open as well. All right, we're also talking Louisville basketball. This is interesting. With True Washington committing to UNM, and if you're just joining us, Josiah Alec is making a visit this weekend, the former Lobo, to San Diego State. In fact, he's on the cover of the sports page of the San Diego Union Tribune today. Mark Ziegler had the story that he's being targeted by San Diego State. And how would that, of everywhere, right? Like, really? No, you'd understand it. Or would you? I don't know. Would Lobo fan even understand that one? Is there an understanding on that one? There's none. He goes from, he was our favorite, I love Josiah, to like villain number one, right?
You were supposed to bring balance to the force.
Right? I mean, man. All right, so Rod says you asked the softball question of the year yesterday, Jefferson. Let me hit it out of the gym for you. You asked, how can teams compete without NIL? I guess we had that conversation yesterday, right? How with NIL, and we'll talk. Next Friday, a week from today, Kurt Roth, who runs the collective at UNM, is going to be in studio with us. We're going to talk about it. But so we had this conversation, and Rod on this email says it's easy, 13 and 200. So he says there are how many hundreds of thousands of basketball players ages 17 to 23. Yet there are only 350 Division I schools. That's 4,500 scholarships. And then each one of those programs has 200 minutes to go around. That's it. It doesn't matter how big your NIL chest is. Players still want to play. The pool of players will always far exceed the scholarships and minutes available. It's from Rod. So Rod is correct in saying, right, the pool of players will exceed the number of scholarships, but what is the quality in the pool of players when you're, are you just taking, what's he suggesting there? That you just take whatever's left? You can fill out your roster? Sure. You can always fill out your roster. The question was, how do you compete? How do you win? Not how do you just throw a team out there, right?
If you're not playing the NIL game at some level, why would anyone come to your school? Even if we're not talking even just $150,000 or these deals that we're hearing, if you don't have something to offer these student athletes at anything, like every sport, there has to be opportunities. It's a swing and a miss. It's going to turn away athletes and say opportunities, this or that. Well, this is something they get now. Like something they can earn with their athletic ability on top of a scholarship. If you're going to be like, yeah, we're not going to play that game, you're not going to be competitive.
Right. I just, what I'm reading here is, yeah, you can find players. I mean, there's always going to be players, and that's fine. Maybe that's true. And in fact, we've seen that around here. But the question is not how you're going to field a team. The question is, how are you going to field a good team? How are you going to win? Now, to your point, like my phone's been going nuts the last few days with my Aztec buddies, and they're like, they're a little cranky about the collective, and that's a big issue around San Diego State right now, right? Because they are not deep in the NIL game. They're not. Again, I was told by a number of people last year their NIL policy was essentially $2,000 a month per player. Okay? I mean, it's something. It's not nothing. You can, all right. It's not 250 grand. It's not 100 grand. It's not 150, right? It's not what other schools in this league are doing. And now that they're losing players, they lose Keyshawn Johnson, for instance, who is declared for the NBA draft and then also in the portal. And all the concern, all the words around there are he's looking for an NIL because he's from a family that might need it, right? Josiah Allick might not be. Some others might not need that. But I don't know anybody who doesn't like it. JJ, we talk about Aaron Rodgers has a lot of money. I don't think he's walking away from $50 million. Everybody likes another $50 million or 200 grand or whatever the number is, right? It's going to be interesting. But Rod, you can find players. You can find, but are they good? Are they good enough to compete? Keep them coming. 505-246-0610. Looks like the Commanders are going to sell. Let me give you a number on that one. It'll blow your mind a little bit. Boy, did Daniel Snyder turn a little proud. I wonder what capital gains taxes are on something like that, right? Because he's going to, well, I'll tell you what the numbers are. That's coming up when we come back. I got a jeweler. I got a really, really good jeweler. Didn't even know I needed one, and now I know I did. It's John Thomas Jewelers, the best, period. And I went and saw John, spent some time with him. He gave me a tour of the facility. It's high-end, beautiful, but yet way more affordable than you ever imagined. Custom jewelry. If you can dream it, they can make it. They do more custom jewelry at John Thomas Jewelers in a week than most do it in a year. Why? Because they do it on site. They've got a state-of-the-art, beautiful facility right there, and it's whatever it is you're looking for. It's engagement rings, custom pieces. You got something that you want to turn into jewelry. He showed me a picture somebody sent him of a leaf, and he turned it into a beautiful piece. That's how good they are. You got to want to get there. It's not your regular mall jeweler where you walk in and look at some stuff in a case and you got to pick it. This is different experience, just a different first-class experience. Recently, in the last few weeks, I bought something there. Beautiful, and it went over well. Go by and see them. JohnThomasJewelers.com is where you can look at them online. They're on the third floor of the Lewis University building on Louisiana. So 1 block south of Manal, east across the street from Coronado Mall. John Thomas Jewelers, if you can dream it, they can make it.
This report.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
All right, so we'll watch all the transfer portal stuff, but and by the time we convene on Monday, you could have a lot of pissed off Lobo fans. I'm just saying. Like, you know, Josiah Alex going somewhere else, right? He went in the portal, so you knew he was going. So you just didn't think there. After just joining us, Josiah Alex making a recruiting trip to San Diego State this weekend. Marie, I mean, he was like the biggest favorite of everybody at 377, right?
Yeah, like sweet, just like I don't know, just people adored him. You know, I mean, you saw his jerseys everywhere. Like he was a fan favorite.
We'll see, man.
That'll be crazy.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Washington Commanders. Looks like there's going to be a sale finally. You knew they were for sale. Daniel Snyder and his wife Tanya, they've been pressured into selling $6.05 billion with a B. Josh Harris, who co-owns teams in the NBA and the NHL, is heading this group. So it's not done. It's got to be signed off on and everything. But so just for a little context, because when you start throwing around numbers, like it doesn't mean anything to you and me because, well, it can't. The Broncos were sold, what was this, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, to the Walmart heir, $4.65 billion. That was a lot of money. $6.05 billion. So when he bought the team in 1999, Daniel Snyder, so 24 years ago, It was $800 million. It's a lot of money, right? $800 million. You're walking out of there with a $5.2 billion profit. Like, what's capital gains on that? How do you call your accountant?
I can't even fathom.
I mean, the tax man, what does he get? I don't even know. 35%, half of it.
I don't even know. I don't know.
And I guess I don't. How do you feel? Like,
I'm happy for I keep saying want to say Redskins Commander fans because I know a lot of Commander fans have been wanting to get rid of Dan Snyder. The Commanders haven't been that bad. I think this is gonna be a great thing for the Washington Commanders.
No doubt.
I love the fact that this is like a punishment. Like, we're going to force you to sell your NFL team, and you're only going to come away with billions of dollars.
Billionaire. Get out of here, Dan Snyder.
It's like,
Take
you
your
are no longer an
billions
NFL owner, but
and
you're a
go.
billionaire.
You're a billionaire.
Rah, I got you. Like, it's fascinating. But for...
You don't get to just take the man's team. I mean, he owns it, right?
Right.
He shouldn't...
No,
but how else was this going to play?
That's just funny. Like,
It is funny. It's just like, oh,
you're
yeah.
not a good owner, and you're like,
you're bad, but here's billions of dollars. And to get on the wrong side of that group, you really have to step out of line because those are some of the most powerful people in this country. They're the most powerful people in sports. NFL owners and the groups that back them, the billions of dollars that are involved. You want to talk about a shadow government, it's probably the NFL owners at this moment in time. And to get on their wrong side, whew, you just got to be a dude that they're done. And that's Daniel Snyder. You look at it, and he was a fanboy growing up, always wanted to own the team, made a ton of money, bought the team, and it feels like, hey, this is the type of guy that you want leading your franchise because he cares as much as you. He wants to invest in it. And then you just realize the dude went on an ego trip, thought he's a powerful guy, he could do whatever he wants. And that's how you end up just being a billionaire and not an NFL team owner anymore.
So I think capital gains tax is about 20%. And I think I put 5.2 billion in there, 5.2 billion, right? Is that about right? Is that the right amount of zeros? I think it is. Times 0.20. I guess he's only got to pay 1.04 billion in tax. So he'll walk away with, like 5 billion after tax. That's not bad.
No.
Right?
Not a bad day at the office.
Well, but then is it considered income? No, I guess it would just be considered I'm selling my asset. I'm selling my business. It's pretty good. I mean, to your point, right? Here's your punishment. And it's the guy from the Phoenix Suns. And it was, what's your guy's name with the Clippers, too?
Donald Sterling.
Donald Sterling, right? Yeah. I mean, all those guys, they walked away shamed, right? Shamed at, but walked away with billions and go on and live their life. And, I mean, it was their asset to sell. You can't just strip it from them.
No, but it's if you had $6 billion, we wouldn't be talking to each other. But
that's right. I mean, at least now. We still talk. You can still come over. You can come hang out.
Jeff, is this what's really going on? It's kind of weird. The Commanders news came out. You're like, I'm going to be at a hotel somewhere down
What
south.
franchise would you buy?
What franchise? I don't know that I would buy a franchise, but you could. I mean, we still hang out. Like, you come hang out on my island or whatever.
I'd
invite you and Tilly and Austin to come. You can play my golf course. Like,
oh my gosh! Can I manage the golf course?
Yes, we'd still be friends. We wouldn't see each other at 6:54 every morning.
Is it an NFL franchise? Is it something else? Anyone?
Like In-N-Out? Like In-N-Out?
I don't know that I'd want to buy a sports franchise.
Yeah, I don't think I want to either.
I don't know that I would. Huh. All right, we'll talk about that when we come back. 505-246-0610. But they are sold. Meanwhile, undefeated. Never lost. That's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
For 5 years running.
It's the OD in the AM with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, A. Marie Castillo, and JJ Bach.
JJ, to put Media Day on the calendar, Mountain West Conference Football Media Days are July 19th and 20th. They're going to be at Circa Sports in Las Vegas. That big.
I love Circa.
Yeah, that's where they're going now. It's not going to be inside in that little, somewhat antiseptic ballroom. This will be good. Save me a seat. If we're going. If in fact we go. It was good last time, wasn't it? Well, I mean, you guys go. I'll push the buttons. I'll stay back. I'm good. Just teach me how.
You've
I
been
can
to
learn.
Circa? It's so fun.
No, I have not been to Circa. That could be good.
Oh, that's the best sports bet in Vegas now.
There you go. So that's where we're going on July 19th and 20th.
Bet in. It's really cool. Like it.
Yeah, it looks like a couple of huge pools. Like
yeah,
doesn't it look like
it's
that?
amazing. Yeah, and they just have these large screen TVs. Yeah.
No, that's where we're going. All right, it's the opening drive. Thanks for being with us on a Friday morning. If you're just joining us, Lobo signed True Washington yesterday. You might have known that. You might not have known that your favorite player who's not going to be around anymore, Josiah Alec, who jumped into the transfer portal, they have an offer. Maybe they've offered. I don't know. But is visiting San Diego State this weekend on a recruiting visit. Which again, if that's how this goes down, that's going to be a really interesting. When's the schedule come down? Is the San Diego State game of the Pit sold out yet?
Like, it'd be the only way to make that game more intense, because that's already circled the date. Mark the calendar. The Aztecs are looking at it. Hey, we beat us in Vegas. Last second shot at the Pit. It's already the game of the year in Mountain West Conference play.
Right.
And then if Josiah Alex shows up in an Aztec uniform, you're like, okay, sellout.
All right. So how does fan react? All right. Josiah was a fan favorite. All those people in Josiah jerseys and how does Lobo fan react? And starting it forward.
A great dude. He'd sign an autograph. He'd stick around. You'd see him at the other sporting events.
And he'll talk all week. Oh, I love the pit. The fans were great. Great. I mean, he's gonna say it. And so Dylan Storm's doing the PA announcing. And it forward for San Diego State, a 6'7" graduate student from Omaha, Nebraska, number 54, Josiah Alec. Well, that wasn't a very good Dylan, was it? Josiah Alec, but he won't do it that way. How does Lobo fan react if that happens? Is it a resounding Steve Alford-like boo?
I think there's going to be, I think there's two different kind of Lobo fan. There'll be bitter Lobo fan and then happy for Josiah. I'm hoping.
How are you? I know you're not
I'm
going to
be
stand up
happy.
and yell.
I will say this. I'll be happy for Josiah if he goes to San Diego State. I'm rooting for him wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Even if you like him, I think
Yeah.
you gotta boo him in the moment.
Well, in the moment, when he comes to the pit and if he's in an Aztec uniform, I'm not gonna be like, "Go Josiah!" No, I'm saying though, in general, I'm happy for him if he gets another opportunity to play.
Man,
especially for a really good program, just like he was on.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Oh, okay.
They can. Hey, you could. I'm not saying the Lobos aren't a good program. Just like to go to another really good school is awesome.
Who was the national championship game?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Proof in the pudding.
All right, 505.
Surprised the phones haven't gotten going. I put
I-
it on the
I-
Twitter. I'm
a
starting.
little surprised,
I'm
too.
starting. Maybe they don't know how to feel. Maybe Lobo fan is in shock this morning. It's Friday.
Just going, wait, he's
They're like,
what?
I'm gonna start my
Who
Friday
is?
off this way.
That's all sick, bro. I know. All right, they're undefeated. Never lost. The Rays of Tampa Bay. They were losing a game yesterday. They were down. It was a place that they hadn't been before. The Red Sox jumped out to a 3-0 lead. And then Tampa Bay scored 7 in the 5th. Went on to win their 13th straight game to open the season. Since 1900, this is now tied for the longest winning streak with the winning streak to open the season with the 1982 Atlanta Braves and the 1987 Milwaukee Brewers. Now, the only longer opening season winning streak, we've been down this path and they got to bring this back. I don't know who this team turned into, but the 1884 St. Louis Maroons started out 20-0. They've won but all but 2 of their games by 4 or more runs. They have outscored their opponents 101-30. Their run differential is plus 71. I mean, at some point, dude, when has this become the biggest story, period? There was only 21,175 at Tropicana Field. Is that right? The largest at Tropicana Field since opening day. And nobody's watching them, dude. I got a team that's won 13 in a row, and they're getting the largest crowd's 21,000. When is this like the biggest story in sports?
When is it the biggest story?
Yeah, I got NBA playoffs going. I got 2 games tonight. Hockey playoffs are going. The draft's next week. I mean, is it just not? Do they got to get to 30 in a row? Like, if this was the Dodgers or the Yankees?
Yeah, they would. It'd definitely be different, I think. But I also think there's a lot of baseball left, and I'm not taking away from them. I think this is amazing, and it's the Rays. But I just don't think it's. Yeah, I think that's why.
You don't think it's that big a deal?
Not
Okay.
right now. It's a lot of baseball.
Yeah, 13-0, and the way they're just bludgeoning people. I mean, to me, this is a big
If this
freaking
keeps going in a couple months,
Well, yeah, because then they'd be 75-0.
I mean, that's ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of baseball left here.
I think it started this week. You're a couple weeks in. You played the Red Sox. And a little more name recognition there because you beat the Tigers, Nationals, and A's. But what stands out to me about that is what you've talked about, is that they've beat them like a drum. The run differential isn't just like they're sneaking by these teams. They're handling their business against the bad teams in baseball. They're giving themselves a heck of a cushion moving forward. They're not going to slow down, and this is a team that's already dealing with injuries. They signed Zach Eflin in the offseason, gave him like the biggest deal they've given a pitcher in forever in Tampa Bay, and he's already on the injured list. That's what you do. 50% of your staff's going to be on the injured list throughout the season, and they just keep it rolling.
To me, this is an amazing story. Like,
look at they're playing games, man. You can go 2 hours 6 minutes, 2 hours 10 minutes. Like you go, they get the win, you go home. Life's good.
Who complains about the length of a basketball game or an NFL game? By the way,
everyone who watches the last 4 minutes of an NBA game.
All right. Well, especially in the playoffs. So that's an interesting conversation.
Complainers.
Well, fair enough.
You're in the wrong business.
You're in the wrong business. I was thinking the same thing, man. Yeah, you got into the wrong game. You don't like complainers. I was spent about 4 hours yesterday with a guy who officiates college replay official now, but spent a lot of time officiating college football, basketball, baseball, and he was talking about the change. And JJ, this is going to be a big deal. When we hit college football, the clock stops on first downs and out of bounds, and it's not going to be that way anymore because the length of games, and this is where I was going on length of games, became a concern in college football because television windows were running over. Games were going 3 hours and 16 minutes and whatever, and they were allowing 3 hours. Games were running into the next TV window, and they were having to start games on alternate networks or online. And I think you're going to notice a huge difference in college football. I don't like it. And you and I had this conversation. I know you don't dislike it, but I told you that the reason I don't like it is because it feels like teams are going to be out of games earlier, right? If you have no timeouts, you get the ball back with 30 seconds, well, you could use the sidelines and you could use the first down in college football.
Well, it's going to stop when you go out of bounds.
But it restarts when they set the ball, right? Isn't that
not
the
in the final minutes? Did they say in the final 2 minutes it's gonna?
I believe so. I want to recheck that because I thought that was the conversation and it resurfaced yesterday.
That
this
shouldn't
gentleman.
be the case. Like you should, when you go out of bounds.
What about the first downs? The first down.
I'm fine with that. We don't need stopping the clock after first downs in the first quarter.
No. I don't need that either. I don't need that either. But
so
yeah,
they can puff and move the chain.
It's length of game and all that stuff. All right. Rory McIlroy's not playing golf this weekend, and he got penalized for it. How much and why? Because it really wasn't negotiable. I'm going to tell you that it's a sizable chunk, and it's not going to make him jump over to live. But it's Rory not only didn't play and make money, he lost a bunch of money. We're going to get into that when we come back. IPS watches my home on a daily basis. I've told you this. I know you see IPS's vehicles and officers all around town, whether you go into a store, whether maybe your neighbor. It's private security. It's affordable private security because property crime's been on the increase and officer shortage continues to be an issue. And so IPS patrols and keeps the bad guys away. And I've trusted IPS for years. I told you just the other day, this week, I was out in the front yard pulling weeds. And the officer came by doing his rounds. We talked for a while, and he talked to me about some of the stuff that they do and how often they come by, and it just gives you peace of mind. If you go out of town, they'll do things like pick up the mail, roll the garbage cans to the curb and back on garbage day, and pick up packages that are left, do exterior checks, all those things. Your alarm goes off, they're there within 5 to 7 minutes with trained armed security officers. Call IPS, have them protect what you've worked so hard to build. The number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420, or you can go online at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm a wake fools up.
You can do a blow ho.
Is that all right?
Yeah, I always wonder, like, when you and JJ are remote, how if other people in the hotel are like, "What is that person doing?"
Yeah, no doubt. I'm just meditating. It's doing my thing over here. The text line says, "Is Jeff live from the men's room today?" Does it sound like the men's room?
A little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not too bad though. It's just the hotel. Your mic's good.
So it's just like the surroundings?
Yes.
Is the echo? Is that what it is?
Yes.
You got to build yourself a pillow fort.
All right. Oh, should I do that?
Yeah.
If I come back here, is it better? All right. I don't know. Should I find a gender neutral restroom? Is the men's room okay? How do you want me to, whichever you like. Text line also says, bottom line about Josiah. If you're just joining us, we've talked a bit about the story in the San Diego Union today with a big Union Tribune with a big picture of Josiah Alec, the former Lobo, who's making his recruiting visit to San Diego State this weekend. It says, bottom line about Josiah, it doesn't matter why he left. The best thing to do is make him regret it. He'll regret leaving if UNM has a better year than whatever team he goes to. Okay. I mean, all you can do is move on, right?
That is all you can do.
All you can do is move on. All right. Golf this weekend. Jon Rahm's playing. Jon Rahm won the Masters last weekend, and he's playing this weekend. And in fact, let me give you a leaderboard because we like to do that on days like this. I wonder if we're supposed to have our buddy Nick Nean. Let me text him too, by the way. Let's see if that's supposed to happen. RBC Heritage going on. This is in Hilton Head. Mark Hubbard is leading at -8 along with Justin Rose. You've got a group at -7, which includes Victor Hovland, Jordan Spieth, Scotty Scheffler at -6. This is why I was having this conversation yesterday. I'll get into it. But so Rory McIlroy is not playing. He was supposed to play. He was committed to this tournament. This is considered to be one of those, kind of premier tournaments. But he was fined. Well, not fined. He was docked $3 million. I don't know if there's a difference between being fined and being docked. I've never had to pay up $3 million. Thank goodness. But JJ, of his, the winnings that he got last year, the what do they call it? The fund that he finished second in the. Yeah, he was awarded $12 million in the PIP funds. That's the popularity thing. They're taking $3 million back, and players who place in that PIP, there were 23 players, are required to play in all but one of the designated events in 2023 to receive their winnings. And that was reported back in November, and he's out $3 million for this. Kind of a deal, isn't it?
It is, and when you commitments, they want to hold serve to these players playing in these tournaments, especially when you're selling tickets and you're trying to get everything that goes into it. And that's what Jon Rahm said. A lot of people were surprised that after winning the Masters that he still stayed in the tournament this weekend. And he said, I committed to it. I'm a Masters champ. People want to see a Masters champ now in this tournament, and that's why I'll be there.
Yeah, and that's why he is there. This is one of the things the PGA is doing. So, Marie, this is kind of why. And I had this conversation yesterday with somebody who really loves the LIV. What the heck is going on here? Every week on the PGA Tour, I feel like I'm getting, or almost every week, I feel like I'm getting a good tournament. When I sit here and I look at a leaderboard the week after the Masters, and you can tell me there's Scotty Scheffler and there's Jordan Spieth and there's Jon Rahm, and that's why I think the PGA is still way more compelling than watching LIV every, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and yeah, there's good golfers on there, and I like it, but I get this every week. It feels like.
Yeah, and that's the depth. The PGA still has the depth advantage over LIV Golf,
right? And doesn't that make it more compelling? Or is LIV, because they get to wear shorts, they play 3 rounds, and it's a shotgun start, and so that's way cooler. Like, I don't know, man. When I miss a LIV tournament, I don't feel like I'm missing something. In fact, like you told me the other day, I didn't even know there was that third one. I kind of like on the weekend. I always check in with the PGA. I feel like I'm missing something if I don't know what's going on. as they compete, right? That's all I'm saying. And they are competing tours. That's what makes the PGA way more compelling and stable to me. So
I'm with you on that one, and it's also just about what is on and live. The time in between. And at PGA, you're able to back it up coming off the Masters, having the Masters champ be out there in one of your tournaments. It's what's being seen.
Somebody said to me yesterday that John Rahm saved the PGA. I said, stop.
No.
Oh, just stop. That's
right?
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Because
of LIV?
Well, if a LIV golfer would have won the Masters, it would have been a big boost for LIV.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have ruined the PGA.
Hardly.
Like I said, it didn't seem the Masters did not seem any different to me. I was just looking forward to if it was a LIV PGA, on Sunday, back 9, whatever. But this is ridiculous.
Well, and it was, right? You got that. You got the final group of one golfer from the two different tours, and they went at each other. And look, there's going to be a major, and very probably a major this year that a LIV golfer wins, right? And that's not going to ruin the PGA Tour. That's not going to do anything. You got a sweet deal? Is that what's going on?
Oh, we do have a sweet deal.
All right, we'll go.
And it's going to get you to the West Side, Jeff. It will get you to the West Side because it is Neighbors West Side Bar and Grill, and Nia is with us this morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good, thank you.
So I got to ask, how are the nachos?
Nachos are really good. Now we have an option for half nachos because sometimes when it's too big for 2 people, now you guys have an option to pick half nachos with any meat on it. Looks delicious. You should try it out.
Because that is always my go-to. When I go to a place, nachos and the fish and chips. It's kind of what I try to figure out how good the food is. But it's not just the awesome food that you guys have. Up to 75 beers on tap.
It's 80 now. 80 beers on tap.
Okay, so you got 80 beers on tap. The food to match with it. You got karaoke night on Wednesday. So this is a place that you can come, have fun, great food and drink.
Mm-hmm.
And the view of the city, because that's right by my hood, Ladera Golf Course. I love it over there. And it's kind of just, it's also, talk about just the atmosphere and the vibe. Like, it is a great place to just relax and kick back.
Oh, yeah. Especially now since it's getting warm, we have like this garage that just goes up and you can just see the whole view of Albuquerque. Sunset going down, patio is just, wow. Everybody just sits in the patio. Not only can they enjoy a cold beer, service, and food, can't go wrong.
So what is your go-to when you're kicking back, you're enjoying that view on a beautiful spring afternoon? What do you have to get when you get there?
Definitely the beers. I'll definitely try cold beer, nice friends, and if I want a cocktail, there's like over 20, 30 cocktails you can choose from. We just label it from whiskey, gin, vodka, water you fill it. Neighbors got you.
Easy to get to there on Sur, right near Ladera, just off the interstate. So you can, wherever you're coming from in town, and get yourself to Neighbors West Side Bar and Grill. It is our sweet deal today. So 9 o'clock, go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com, for just $25. You get yourself $50 worth of whatever you want, whether you want to nosh on the food, try the great local beers on tap, karaoke night. How does that go over?
Karaoke night?
Yeah.
Oh, people love it.
Love it.
Not only adults come out, kids come out, and they kill it on the microphone. You can just feel the vibe from regulars to first-timers. It's a family restaurant, so we treat everybody with family.
And that's Wednesday night, 6 to 10 p.m. It's a great place. I love it. Good vibe, the food. And like I said, it's a great place to kick back because it's an area that's still kind of open enough where there's a lot going on, but you get the great view of the city and a great place to relax, especially with the weekend upon us right there on Sur, just off of Ladera, off the interstate. Neighbors West Side Bar and Grill. We appreciate you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Talking about it's our sweet deal. It goes live at 9 a.m. this morning. So head to our website, sportsanimalabq.com. $25 to get you $50 to Neighbors West Side Bar and Grill. It's the opening drive here on the Sports Animal.
Special thanks to JPR Gravel and Construction.
Mitch, there's a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. It's upstairs, goes to the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, La Cueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there. As La Cueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter. Shot to third, and good catch. And she gets the out. Outstanding play by Trinity Bazan. Nice bright spot.
Costly errors allowed Cleveland to get 1 run back. That one sent on the ground to the left side. Throw to first in time. Throw home. Got her. Whoa, what a play.
Next door or something. Not sure, but they came out here, and Ellison cracks an RBI out to left field. That's where you got to do it. 1 run, 2 run, and this game could very well be over. It's a play at the plate. It's sliding, and that will do it. The Rams walk off the La Cueva Bears. It's a 3-run batted in shot by Dean Ellison.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area.
Tonight, Bulls at Miami, elimination game. The winner gets the 8 seed. They'll go on to play the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round of the playoffs. Western Conference, Oklahoma City's Thunder will be in Minneapolis to take on maybe Rudy Gobert, maybe not, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. The winner of that gets the 1 seed and moves on to play the Denver Nuggets, or gets the 8 seed, moves on to play the number 1 seed, the Denver Nuggets. Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, A-Marie, glad you're with us. 505-246-0610. Is JT there now, or is that not? Okay. All right, no, I know he called in right at the break, wanted to talk about something we've been talking about. And if you're just joining us, or, however you come and go, Josiah Alec, the former Lobo, will be making a recruiting visit to San Diego State this weekend. Kind of a big deal down there, evidently. He's kind of, his picture's on the front page of the sports page. Now, JJ, they've got a number of big guys coming in, right? They feel like they've
3 big guys coming in this weekend.
And how many spots do they have? They don't really know, right? Because depending on who comes back, they know Keyshawn Johnson's gone. They know Matt Bradley's gone. They know Aguacarope is gone. They know who else was sitting on? Nathan Mensah's gone, right? So they've got at least 4, and then 5 with Keyshawn Johnson leaving. So they've got a lot of spots to fill too, and they like to get old and stay old. Brian Dutcher talked about guys on his bench that didn't play last year that he said are some of the most talented freshmen he's ever had, that he expects some of those young guys to really compete this year. So, they probably got room for everybody that they're bringing in if they want them all, don't they?
I'm sure that, 2, 3 of these guys, space is available, because when you're bringing someone in, that's huge. That's not just, I'm posting on social media that I might have got a text from one of these coaches when I got in the transfer portal. Like, you're going on a campus visit, so they are legitimately interested in potentially offering you a spot on their team. And this is really fascinating, because a lot of Lobo fans will be scratching their heads because of what was said on the way out by Josiah Alec, and saying it was just about role. He wanted to be featured more, and you don't go to the Aztecs to be featured.
Right.
They're a great program, but you don't step on campus and go, yeah, I'm going to get to 35 minutes and every touch offensively. And no, that's not what they do there.
Which is what he kind of was saying on his way out, right?
That's what he was hinting at. Also, you just look at a team that just went on a national championship run. They're going to be the favorites again next season in the Mountain West Conference.
You want to be part of that. You want to, whatever. And maybe you like the girls in San Diego. I don't know. I have no idea. This one's going to just sit weird. I'm just telling you. And if he stays in conference, like if he went to, I don't know, Nevada, how would you feel about that?
Anywhere.
Right. Yeah. Fresno State.
It's the one that is like, oh, we have a nice fire burning. Oh my gosh, we just threw a propane tank into it.
Yeah.
Is the Aztecs.
Yeah. No. And look, good for them. They looked in the portals and, hey, that guy's pretty good. He can play in this league. He can play defense. He could fit here. We can kind of use that. Hell, I don't care. If I'm them, I'm doing the same damn thing. But it's going to be something to look at. All right, who do you like tonight? Bulls at Miami, 5:00 start. That's the early game. The Bulls came from behind. So did Miami. Game's down in South Florida. I thought the Bulls looked good when they up in Toronto the other day. But DeMar DeRozan's daughter is not making the trip, from what I understand. She has to go back to school, and so she might not be there.
But
the
it's Friday.
Slim Screecher.
Put her on a private jet. Let's go.
Put her on a private jet after school, get her down there, and have the Slim Screecher down there and screaming.
Like, I'm sorry, my daughter has to leave at lunchtime because Miami's got to miss some free throws.
Exactly right. She was our MVP the other day, and she's got to go to work. Who do you like?
I like the road teams.
3 out of 4 road teams won, right? Didn't they? Well, Miami was at home. No, was Miami at home? Miami lost. Yeah, that's why they're in this game. 3 out of 4 road teams. The Lakers are the only home team that held serve in the first round of the play-in tournament. So you like both road teams?
I do.
Kind of. I think I do too. But I've been so dead wrong on this. Oklahoma City looked nice the other day. I just wonder where Minnesota's head is. And I wondered that going in to the Laker game, and they played so well. And they played well enough to win for 3.5 quarters. The Rudy Gobert story is crazy to me because now, he's eligible and they patched everything up, and he might play tonight. He might?
Well, he back spasms.
I understand.
So he would have been a questionable tag anyway. And if you're Minnesota, you're not rushing Rudy Gobert back out on the court with everything that's gone on. You played really good without him. I know it was defensively where they let down in the second half. This one, if we're talking about figuring things out for teams in the offseason and what do you do, like Rudy Gobert, probably not Zion Williamson level figure it out, but like you invested a ton to get that dude to your franchise. And what is the future going to look like with that dude?
By the way, the second you invested that much, everybody knew you spent way too much, right? Yeah. Ren sent me an email. It says, who is softer, Zion or Ren? Jeff, I've been trying to avoid using the heat, but I got home last night and it was colder than bleep for mid-April, so I had to crank up the thermometer. Was it cold last night?
No, I was shorts, T-shirt at home, had the fan on in the living room.
All right, Ren, then you might be softer than Zion. You might be softer. So the Zion thing came up yesterday down here in conversation. And dudes I were talking to were like, I don't even understand how you can have this guy in your team. Like, so this was kind of just common basketball fan, JJ, right? New Mexico people, basketball, they just they watch the NBA and they're like, so dude didn't feel like Zion. He said, I don't, it's like, well, who did he feel like? I want to feel like Zion for one day. Let me feel like Zion. Like people can, and Zion's quote when he came out and said, I don't understand why people have this, have given me this reputation or think of me in a certain way. Why, dude? Because you're out there pregame, and this is, I gave this so much thought, and Rome hit on it, and I was listening to him yesterday. But dude can't play because he's cleared medically, but mentally he wasn't ready. He said, I don't feel like me. And I don't know who you feel like, but okay, I don't feel like me. But yet, JJ, he's out putting on a show in pregame warm-ups, windmill dunks, and okay, what's the point? Dude, if you can't play, are you out there showing, well, I'm fine. Help me understand what he's trying to accomplish.
Zion has dug himself one of the biggest holes that we've seen in a while that he has to come back out of, because he has gone down the Ben Simmons path of no one's going to trust you. Because you had CJ McCollum, who is as steady a leader as there is in the NBA. Veteran dude, tweet him essentially in the post game saying, yeah, my thumbs hurt. I'm having off-season surgery, but I'm here day in and day out doing whatever it takes to win. And do you trust Zion right now? No. And the easy answer is to say, yeah, I wouldn't want that guy as my teammate. But now it's the time, because what we're still talking about is someone that's going to be 23 years old next year. And this is a moment where he did not handle it well. Can he learn from this moment? Is he going to have that wow moment in the offseason and say, hey, no more excuses. I need to be a leader. I need to lock in. And not even having to be necessarily the leader of the team, because you got CJ, you got Brandon Ingram, you got veteran dudes that are going to have that role. But just go out there and show it. Because no one can answer that question, Jeff. Why are you pre-game dunking, but you couldn't play 15 minutes against the Thunder?
What are you doing, dude? I like for the life of me, shouldn't somebody advise this guy? Hey. All right, you're not playing. Don't go out there and suit up and like. What is your
It's one thing if you're going through like, early warm-ups. The arena's empty and they're putting you through some workouts, maybe putting some shots up, and they're like, "Yeah, it's just not ready."
Right.
But like when you're showing your explosiveness and you're dunking the basketball, and yet you're going to turn around and be like, "I'm hesitating."
I don't feel like me. What the hell do you feel like? I'm just going to tell you this mantra, this rhetoric, this narrative. Play your word, is going to get louder and stickier and more uncomfortable for him because the offseason is long. It's longer for him and his team because he didn't play. And there's just no walking it back. There's no explaining it. It's going to get more uncomfortable for him. And him to come out and say, I don't understand it. Is it just lack of maturity? Is it lack of people in your ear telling you because you make $236 million that you got a bunch of yes people? Like, somebody's got to tell this young man, dude, here's why. Here's what's going on. You've got to understand the look.
Yes. There's a little bit of everything involved here with Zion. And anytime you go third person, it's not going to end well.
It's so bad. I'm not done with that because I listen to it. I don't want to get angry. I mean, I don't care enough to get angry, but I got more on Zion because at some point, man, as good as you are, it's going to – Ben Simmons thing is such the right analogy on this, and he's better than that, and he's made more money. But I'm going to talk about that next. And if you want to get in on that or Josiah or whatever it is, 505-246-0610, area code 505-246-0610. You're in your vehicle probably, right? Think about it. And if not, you were in it earlier. How'd it look? How'd it feel? How'd it smell? It's time, right? It's time to call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Got a tax refund coming, hopefully. Hopefully. Use some of that maybe and protect your second largest investment. Have On the Spot Automotive Detailing come out to you wherever it's convenient, whenever it's convenient for you, and detail your vehicle. What does that mean? They find you at your convenience. They detail your vehicle while you are inside working. You go outside and it looks and smells and feels brand new. Remember the day you took it off the lot? How cool it was to be in your car, your truck, your SUV? Get that done again. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Ask them about the ceramic coating. It's the best way to protect your paint for years. They offer a lifetime warranty. They apply it by hand. It starts at about $250. Also ask them about a fresh coat of wax. They offer a 10% discount to our military too. 505-859-2859. Area code 505-859-2859 or online at otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what?
Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say, people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't. All right, one of the big guards in the portal is out. Washington State, former Washington State guard, TJ Bamba, going to Villanova. It's his best way, he thinks, to the NBA. Picked it over Kansas, Tennessee, Texas, Georgia Tech, Auburn, Carolina, and St. John's. The opening drive, Jeff, JJ, and A. Marie headed into the weekend. We're looking forward to seeing you all out at Project, what are we calling it? Project Heart Save a Life? What is it? Project Heart Start? What is it tomorrow? We'll be out there. People still have time to register, right, on our website. So it's free CPR training out at the stadium, University Stadium. Free is cheap and free is good, and this is something you should know. UNM football's out there. If you pre-register on our website, sportsanimalabq.com. And there's sessions at 9, 10, and 11 o'clock tomorrow. You will get a couple of tickets, free tickets, to go see the Lobo football home opener against Tennessee Tech coming up in September.
I also think, and if I'm wrong, but I do think you also get free admission to the softball game.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Beautiful.
So just
Jay,
go support, learn how to save a life and go support your Lobos.
JJ, you calling that game tomorrow?
Yes, indeed.
JJ is the voice of UNM softball. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Yeah.
I'm in Colorado State.
And then JJ's headed over 377 Brewery. It's gonna be a full day for the United home opener.
Oh yeah, we're doing something on that.
To pregame with Amory. No, I'm just having it at 377 Brewery. Someone who endorses the sports animal.
Yeah, no, that's
Very
good.
exciting.
That's good. Big night tomorrow. Home opener for United. They played 3 matches. They're behind in regards to matches played, and so you're going to get a chance to catch up in the table here, coming up with everything they've got. But the home opener is always a big time, and I would anticipate, JJ, and I don't know if you're going out, but I would anticipate a big crowd tomorrow night. And I know there's a bunch of proms tomorrow night around town. There's always something going on. No, it's a big prom night. I was told by Wayne over at People's Flowers, yeah, we got a bunch of proms this weekend. The flower guy always knows when there's proms.
Of course.
And weddings. But it's a big deal. And coming off a 4-2 beating in Monterey Bay, it's not just big because it's a home opener, but early season big match for this club, isn't it?
Bounce back. They've talked all off season long about being better at home, making a mark at home. And so it starts tomorrow for United. I think they're approaching like 8,000 tickets sold ahead of this weekend. So it's going to be a good atmosphere. And to drop the kids off at the prom and watch some soccer, do what you got to do.
Or however it is they get to the prom, right? He better bring flowers. That's all I'm saying. When he comes to pick up my no, is that too much? Am I
No,
being?
you bring the corsage, right? And corsage, and then the man, then you get the boy the boutonniere.
Yeah, no, she does all that. Yeah, I've got pictures of her trying to figure out how to put that damn thing on. Yeah. United are in 10th place early right now on the table, but they played less games than everybody in the league. They've got 3 points, 1 win, 2 losses. And they'll be at home. It'll be their big home opener tomorrow. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. We got a whole nother hour for you. We'll reset all the big stories. And the Warriors get a big piece back as they get set to start the playoffs, the defending champions do. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Proud to be a Cumulus media station, even if they're not that proud of us. Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM, with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, Emily Castillo, and JJ Buck.
Opening night tomorrow for New Mexico United. Big weekend around here. And draft is 13 days away. How you feeling about that? Will Aaron Rodgers be a Jet by then? Right? And this is – we haven't really got into, like, you know, what your team's going to do, what your team's going to do. It's what are the Vikings going to do in the draft?
I've heard the craziest things, and I wouldn't be surprised with you know, the coach who's a Aztec, Mr. Kevin O'Connell, coming in his second year. I heard that even though we're on Kirk's last year, we might trade up and try to get a quarterback.
Like how high are we talking
with the
about?
Raiders, which is 7.
7?
Yeah,
that would be.
That's the rumor on the street.
That would be
From
Will
my
Levis
insiders.
territory,
I
wouldn't it?
know. I was like, wow, this is, and it'd be so different for the Vikings franchise because we never go after quarterbacks.
But if you're at 7,
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Probably after the top 4.
Other than that, we just need to address defense. That's what I'm hoping for, because that's been the problem. That's the crazy rumor within the insiders. And
So
I'm
you
like,
just
okay,
wait then and draft Hendon Hooker?
I guess.
Because that's probably who's only going to be there at 7.
Yeah, but is he worth 7? Like, I like him a lot. And I thought he was terrific pre-injury, and I've watched plenty of guys come back from injury, including that injury, to be a really good quarterback. Is he worth going up to 7? Are you going to tell me 5 quarterbacks from the first 7 picks?
That will be crazy. But that's the craziest update I've gotten from my Viking insiders. So
All right. That would be something. I'm going to tell you that this is the biggest, JJ, and mark this, and let's talk about it in 3 years. But this feels like the biggest reach quarterback class in the history, and I don't even feel like. Do you think those 5 guys are worthy of going in the top 7
biggest
picks?
Reach. Oof. We just saw one in 2021. 5 quarters.
That was the. All right, read me tell me 2021.
And so it's on the same trajectory that you're talking about. Trevor Lawrence 1, Zach Wilson 2, Trey Lance 3, Justin Fields 11, Mac Jones 15. 2018,
right.
Baker Mayfield 1, Sam Darnold 3, Josh Allen 7, Josh Rosen 10, Lamar Jackson 32.
Okay. And so you're talking 5 in the first round. What she's saying is 5 in the top 7? And 5, like you sit there and admit 3 of them are projects, right?
Yep.
Like when they drafted Josh Rosen, and I know we sit here and look at it now. Well, yeah, but he's ready to go. Like there was a thought that Josh Rosen was the most NFL-ready quarterback in that class. Now he can't get a job, right? I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, you don't have to be in the first round to be a good quarterback. You don't have to be in the top few to be a good quarterback in the league. We've watched that enough. But holy smokes, I like Anthony Richardson. And like if he was mid-round, all right, maybe we're wrong. Maybe all 5 of these guys are going to be great. But history tells me that all 5 of these guys are not going to be great. Let's go, 505-246-0610. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Edward.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? I'm excited for what's going on this month. A lot of activities. By the way, I get to go write my tax check today. It's kind of like buying a car, but you don't get a car. You just get to pay for a car. But anyway, it's okay. I support the whole program in this great country.
Yeah.
Did you know that ABC News reported that this year in 2023, we've had more mass shootings in America, 146, than we've had days in the year. So you know that I root for humanity and all that's positive. We need to clean this up quick. The NFL draft is intriguing. I remember the year Lamar Jackson was drafted. The New England Patriots, because during their dynastic run, would always draft they'd have the last draft in the first round, the last pick. And that year, ironically, with trades, they had 2 first-round picks. I think it was 22 and 28. And they subsequently took Sony Michel and Isaiah Wynn, both Georgia Bulldogs. And my son was yelling at the television to draft Lamar Jackson. He's like, just take him. Brady will leave in a couple of years. We'll have Lamar Jackson. Now, ultimately, their rookie year, Isaiah Wynn and Sony Michel, which Sony Michel scored 6 touchdowns in the playoffs and the winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. They actually won the Super Bowl, so any fan base in America would take that. But it's interesting how things kind of play out. I'm looking forward to the NBA playoffs. I really wanted the Suns and the Warriors matchup in the first round. I think the Warriors kind of got a little fortunate by avoiding that, but that'd be amazing. And Jeff, I know you're on the Warriors, and honestly, they have so much experience, and when you can shoot like that, they're probably going to be the favorites. But it's going to come down. JJ, I'm rooting for the Denver Nuggets. It'd be amazing to see them make a run and win the title. So I think the West is wide open, and I do think, hopefully, Shannon Sharp is at every one of those Lakers-Grizzlies games.
No doubt. No doubt.
More entertaining than what's going on in the game. But I think the Lakers are going to beat them, quite honestly. Anyway, I appreciate everything you do. I think what you're doing with teaching people to do CPR, as I aforementioned, anything that could happen in this country and you could save a life. I think it's amazing bringing Dr. Barry Ramo on and educating people, and it's a testament to what you guys do on this show. Have a great day. Enjoy the weekend, and I appreciate you guys.
See ya. Don't you think the Lakers should give Shannon Sharp front row seats for all those games? I mean, just give it to him.
Yes.
I'm not a big Shannon Sharp guy, but I mean, just getting Dylan Brooks' head, which, by the way, evidently isn't that hard to do.
No.
It's easy access, but
John Morant's going to be hearing a lot of stuff as well.
Oh, man. Yep. And I'm sure the strip clubs will be out there for Ja, inviting him. Yeah. This is
have a guy just handing Ja a flyer as he comes out of the locker room.
This is going to be, and I know I use this word a lot, but we're sitting here in college basketball saying get old, get old, stay old. And Colin Cowherd made this on his show that made this point the other day But if you look at the NBA, championship teams are older, right? There's not a lot of young base championship teams. There's young pieces on championship teams. But when you look at NBA championship teams, they tend to be older, right? Michael Jordan didn't start winning until like his 7th or 8th or 9th year. Steph Curry was late. LeBron, most of his teams, in Miami had Wayne Wade, and he was getting older. This young Memphis team, which is still young, and this is why I'm on the Lakers in that series, is an older, mature team, and this is gonna there's gonna be a lot of junk talked in this series, and now are they too old? Are they too rickety? Can they stay healthy? But he got me thinking the other day, and he's not wrong. You start looking at championship teams, and almost all of them are older leaders.
Yeah, but this is also the third straight postseason appearance for this Memphis squad.
That's right. No, it's time. It's time
to
start making them.
This isn't like the Kings. The Kings are the team that I'd be worried about. The 3 seed that hasn't been there before.
That's playing a team that's defending champs.
This is a Memphis team that, it was a first-round loss, that first playoff run, a second-round loss after that. But that was a series where John Morant got hurt, and they went toe-to-toe with the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
So I don't think this Memphis team is too young to beat the Lakers.
Okay, we'll see. And it's maturity, right? A lot of it's going to be maturity. Brew and James still there? James, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, James.
Hey, good morning, guys. The other day I was reading an article that said they were talking about the Blue Bloods in basketball, and UCLA was like at the bottom of the list and stuff like that. And me and my nephew were arguing about it, and I said because North Carolina was on there, and I said if North Carolina would have got the death penalty a couple of years ago, we wouldn't be. I mean, North Carolina would not even been there. You know what I mean? I mean, they, in all actuality, should have got the death penalty for what they did. And the NCAA, since it's North Carolina, they're always in the tournament. Let's turn a blind eye, and that really made me mad. I mean, because they had kids who couldn't even read, basketball players, football players that couldn't even read, were having these classes and people taking classes for them and stuff like that. And this should have been, they should have been on the death penalty for what they did. And that just really upset me. So just stand on my soapbox, guys. Have a good one.
All right. See ya. I don't.
They were below, because you said it was below North Carolina on the list.
Yeah. First of all, I don't think they should have got the death penalty for that. And can I tell you, one of the most useless arguments is, what is a blue blood? Like honestly, with all due respect, who gives a damn? So what is a blue blood? I guess okay. Well, I think first of all, UCLA, in every conversation about what is a blue blood, UCLA is in it. Okay, there's not a conversation without UCLA. Is a blue blood a traditionally powerhouse basketball program, like a traditional powerhouse, a team that goes back how far? Who gives a damn? So is that it's Carolina, Kansas, UCLA, and Indiana? Like Duke and Connecticut, are they fine? Yeah, make them. Who gives a damn? Like, what did being a blue blood get you? I don't even understand the term. And I've heard more conversation about it in the last 4 weeks than I think I have in my entire life. Have you ever cared what is a blue? Like, what?
I think we all just kind of know. Like, it's just one of those things
Duke?
that it stands out. I think 3 or more national championships.
Okay.
I would put you in that conversation.
Is Duke? Is Duke been good long enough, or is Michigan State? I've never really thought much about the term until the last 4 weeks when I've heard people trying to justify UConn's not or UConn is. Who gives a flip? Like, they've won 5 national championships in the last 24 years, have they not?
That's pretty good.
I know they're a pretty damn good program. Are they historically good enough? Have they been good long enough to make them a blue blood? Who gives a shit? Like who gives a bleep? Like if they're have been doing it long enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's multiple championships. I think over the course of however long in college basketball, have established yourself as really good.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Keep them coming on a Friday. Josiah Alec is in the transfer portal, making a visit this weekend to San Diego State. How do you feel about that? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Hour.
When DeMar Hamlin collapsed on the field during an NFL game, it was a reminder.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together.
Keep your head in the game, man. Keep your head in the game. Javi Baez was on second base. Actually, he was on second base. He could have been deeper. He hit a bomb, but didn't go over the wall. Watched it for a while. Then it hit the wall. Barely made it to second. Next guy hits a fly ball to center field. Javi Baez kind of just takes off for third. Oh, wait. There weren't 2 outs. He gets doubled off. Manager A.J. Hinch takes him out of the game. I mean, literally just flat out forgot how many outs there were. It's Little League style, T-ball style. The opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Did you read Javi Baez's explanation as to why he broke for third and rounded the base on a line drive to center field and was easily doubled? Did you see his excuse?
What did he say?
He lost track because he's batting lower. He's batting sixth. He lost track of the outs. You know, he's batting sixth in the lineup, lower than usual, and he thought he was the third batter of the inning, and somehow he lost. Yeah. My mind is everywhere right now. I'm just trying to focus on my hitting and my timing and other stuff. Yeah. So A.J. Hinch took him out of the game. He said, I had to set the tone. I look, it's hard to take one of your stars out of the game and make a point, but, I mean, what did he do? I mean, I don't know that he had a choice, right? He had to take him out, didn't he?
Yeah.
This is a really good bear thing to me.
Every once in a while, you get a couple of those moments throughout the year of Major League Baseball where a guy will be sat down and trying to set the tone for everyone else. He's struggling, so it's easy to say Javi Baez down right now, dropping him down in the order, and then just dropping down the lineup completely. It's an easy move as a manager. It's not, if Javi Baez was out there hitting 360 on the season, driving in runs, you're like, oh, I just made a mental mistake. But when he's not hitting 360, dropping down the order, you're like, yep, you're going to sit down.
And then he goes out and does that, yeah. All right, the email's open at 505-246. That's the text line, 505-246-0610. Your emails are coming in at jeff@sportsanimalabq.com and jj@sportsanimalabq.com. David sent me an email on Josiah Alec. It says, guys, Alec was basically told to leave or that his role next year was going to be diminished. I want to stop there. Is that right? I mean, I don't know that it's right or wrong. I don't know that. All right, it continues. He said he wanted a bigger offensive role at a different school, ? That won't happen at any school at the level of UNM and certainly not at San Diego State. He has a lot of trouble scoring outside of 10 feet, even unguarded. He would need to go back to the type of school he came from to have a bigger offensive role. I really liked his energy for the Lobos last year, and he seems like a great teammate. But his playing time would have been cut probably in half if recruiting goes the way Lobo coaches want it to go. Oh, yeah, booing him is ridiculously stupid and immature if he happens to play here on a visiting team. He was a good Lobo player this past year. Seems like a good guy. Unless you're on the inside, you don't know if he left on his own or was basically told he was going to get recruited over and lose playing time and should probably transfer. That's from David. It's interesting. I don't know that. Haven't claimed to know that. I mean, there's a couple of other guys that have been recruited over. I think certainly that was the message to Javonte Johnson, KJ Jenkins, maybe even Barima Sack. Maybe that was the message here. But I don't know that.
I find it a hard message to believe.
I'm struggling with it too.
Caught people off guard, and when it catches you off guard, that doesn't lead me to believe that this Lobo coaching staff was like, yeah, we're really going to push out both of our forwards because we're going to be that much better.
Two guys that we went hard after last year. I'm going to tell you, I don't think that's right.
Not
now. I don't know that. I've heard what, and I trust my sources on this, what his NIL number was going to be here. He's going to get less than NIL. He was getting a nice significant chunk of NIL money if he stayed. Yeah, I'm struggling believing that he was kind of told to go. Now, if the conversation went, hey, I'm Josiah says, I want an increased role in the offense. I want to do this and whatever. And the coaching staff said, well, it's probably not going to happen here because we're recruiting. This is what we have. Here's our roster. Here's, these guys are here. This is what we're bringing in. If that's what you want your role to be, then probably you need to go somewhere else. I can see that, right?
Absolutely. And that's what we all got listening to Josiah Allick tell his side of this story from his mouth in his interview with Jeff Grammer, and which is why all of us were surprised to see him visit San Diego State this weekend.
Because that's not a place where he is going to go be on the ball, get way more involved in the offense, as he said in that conversation with Jeff. And so that's why, of all the places, that's kind of a surprise. It feels like not the exact fit he was looking for. But, I mean, it's a hell of a program, obviously, a program that just went to the Final Four and played in the final game. So it's just – I think what's catching us a little bit is the messaging doesn't equate here, right?
It doesn't.
No, and that's all. That's all. It's just, wow. Okay, that's where he's going to go? Maybe. I mean, again, guys go on trips, too. They don't always end up in that place.
But it's a big step when you actually bring the dude on campus. And so there's serious interest from the Aztecs to bring in Josiah Allick. Now he's one of 3 forwards that are visiting campus this weekend, so he's in the mix. It's not a done deal, but it is shocking. Well, it's the Aztecs, and then everything we just laid out, because he's not going to step into the role that he said he wanted.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting spot if that's where he ends up. All right, if you want to get in on that, 505-246-0610, we're here for you. The NBA playoffs start this weekend. The play-in tournament ends tonight. Bulls at Miami, the early game. The winner of that will move on to the first round of the playoffs. They will play Milwaukee in a best of 7. And then you get Oklahoma City in Minneapolis. It'll be the Thunder and the Timberwolves. Winner of that goes on in the West. They'll play number 1 seed Denver in the first round. Do you have a preference as a Nugget fan of who you'd rather play in the first round?
No.
I think Minnesota. Well, I don't know. Oklahoma City.
Minnesota seems more iffy, but if they win,
yeah,
yeah. And then you want to talk about being young. That's Oklahoma City.
Yeah. But they got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's not, he's a veteran. He's their leader. He's their best player, right? I mean, they're led.
They haven't done anything in the playoffs yet.
No. And this would be their first foray, and this would be that climbing up that ladder, if it makes any sense. So who you got? Who do you like? I want to hear from you at 505-246-0610.
People ask me all the time, where can they see stand-up comedy? Amory, where can I see you perform? I'm going to tell you. Listen up. I'm going to tell you where you need to go see stand-up comedy. It's a place I talk about all the time on the radio. I'm walking around. I tell everybody about it. It's 377 Brewery. I don't know what I have to do to get you over to 377 Brewery. It is the best. Cliff and Fred, the owners, they're local. They grew up in New Mexico. They opened this brewery. It's amazing. Their food's amazing. Their drink's amazing. And it's just a good time. They have a big, beautiful event space where we are holding events for local sports, live music, and now stand-up comedy. You want a chance to come see me perform? Come see me tonight. Every second Friday. This is the second Friday tonight. Friday at 7 p.m. Doors open. We're going to run on Albuquerque times. We're starting at 7:30, as you know, but $10 at the door. Come early. You can have dinner before, dinner during the show, drinks. The staff is amazing. The environment's amazing. And I'm bringing you the best of the best in Albuquerque. You might not know Elijah Williams and Robert Buck D. Gibson, but after this show, you will. They are amazing. Stand-up is growing. It's amazing. Come out and support local. We want to keep building comedy in Albuquerque. It's going to be great. Again, 377 Brewery on the northwest corner of Yale and Gibson, or check them out at 377brewery.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
So what are the odds going into the playoffs of the NBA? The Bucks are the odds-on favorite, plus 275. The Celtics are the number 2 pick of the book, 325. Then it's the Suns and Warriors out west, plus 425 on the Suns, plus 800 on the Warriors. Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, A. Marie. JJ, so back in, when was this? July. So July would be preseason. Somebody went to the Tropicana in Vegas and put 10 grand on the Sacramento Kings to win the NBA championship at 750 to 1, and then another $8,000 on Sacramento at 350 to 1. So if the Kings win, that, what was it, 15,000 would net 10.3 million. And so the book is worried. The guy who runs Caesars, the director of trading there, said it's a pretty large liability if they shock the world.
Well,
I mean,
that's what happens. You get into the gambling business. You're gonna have your good days and your bad days, even if you're.
You don't feel bad for him?
book.
You don't feel for him?
No. They take plenty of our money. They're fine. And that's what when you are swimming in that pool.
Yeah.
Like when you're putting bets like that down, you got the capital to burn.
That's right.
That's right. A different level.
Yeah, if you bet 15 grand on a long shot like that, you think you know something, right? And you got something to burn. He said the Lakers are the biggest liability in the Western Conference right now for the championship. This is Kevin Lawler, who's the head of trading at PointsBet. Lakers went off at 12-1, but at the start of the season, they were back as far as 125-1 in November. And so there's a bunch of money on the Lakers at 125-1. And that's real. No, that's real. That's a real liability for him. Yeah, I know. I don't feel bad for him. I mean, heck, they take enough of our money. Do you feel bad when the house wins? Hell no, you don't feel bad. Or when the house loses? Hell no. House wins all the time.
I know the Lakers were a really popular bet towards the end of the season.
Yeah, but they drifted down from whatever it was, 125 to 1. Now, what I just tell you they're going off at? It's plus 1,400. So you put 100 down, you win 1,400.
Knock on wood, we haven't seen these teams this healthy in a long time. This is going to be so fun. I'm excited for the NBA playoffs.
So who are you most excited to see that you haven't seen healthy? Is it the Lakers? Is it
and the
most
Clippers?
Excited to look at? I want to see and the Suns.
And the Suns and KD.
Well, Paul George isn't playing.
I know, but I'm talking about Kawhi Leonard. He's been injured as much as Anthony Davis.
We get a little Russell Westbrook versus Kevin Durant in the first round.
Ooh,
Russ says there's no beef. And I like the way Russ has been playing in the season because everyone just likes to pile on Russ. And he's like a dude that, all right, his game is maybe not great at times because he's not a good jump shooter, but he plays hard. He doesn't cause a lot of problems. People just assume he's a problem.
Well, he was a problem because of the fit in L.A., and he was made the scapegoat. And where was he before that? Washington? Is that where was he? Did he spend a minute in Washington?
He did.
Was he a problem when he was the MVP?
No, he's just padding his stats.
I mean, KD took the heat when they didn't finish off the Warriors. Then he left. Russ, I think Russ gets a really bad rap. And to see him go and live this carnation of himself, this version of himself, with the Clippers, I think has been really nice. He's a hard, has he ever said stuff, and maybe I miss it, and I'm willing to be wrong. Has he ever been the guy that just kind of brings it on himself, says, yeah.
Oh, he's had his moments like any athlete. Like you get frustrated.
Right.
Back in a moment, you go at it with a question reporter. But in terms of like Russell Westbrook being the problem or the guy you don't want in your locker room, no, it's just his game at times can be hard to watch because he's not a jump shooter. But if you look at guys in the NBA and say, all right, who's actually playing hard, like every night, like on a daily basis, like out there, Russ is that dude.
Yeah, I agree with you. I never understood the Russ hate, other than he didn't fit in the place that he was put. He was a square peg in a round hole. The Lakers didn't need his game, and the Lakers went out and got him, right? LeBron wanted him where they could have used DeMar DeRozan or Buddy Hield, right? And so he was put in that position. Well, Russ is playing horribly. Russ is 1 for 17. Somehow he was cast as being the bad guy. And I never understood it because I don't remember him being the guy that was outwardly aggressive, hard to get along with, problematic. I mean, pick it. I never remember him being that guy.
That's not. It's just his game can be hard at times because he's not a jump shooter. He has low field goal percentages, and so you're just questioning like his fit at the end of games. And you can still be a successful basketball player even if you don't hit jump shots at a high level. Because what else can you do? What is the rotation going to look like with you on the floor? And you know what? The Clippers have enjoyed Russell Westbrook.
Yes, they have.
Because
and they played well with him.
Shooters around him. Kawhi Leonard playing well. And if you defend, you play hard, you can still make an impact. And that's what we're seeing from Russell Westbrook.
So we hear a lot about players. I always love this. I'm always somewhat entertained by who's got the most pressure to win in the playoffs, right? Is it Giannis? Is it Durant? Is it Chris Paul? Is it this guy, that guy, whoever it is? And my answer always is they all do, right? It's the playoffs. I mean, we play 82 games, but they play forever, and now we got a 3-month playoff, and this is where legacies are made. They all do. So I always somewhat laugh at that conversation because when you say, I mean, everybody's got pressure. Kevin Durant's got pressure. LeBron James has pressure. Jason Tatum's got pressure. Joel Embiid's got pressure. Giannis has pressure to win another one. I don't know that I buy into the Kawhi's got pressure on him or the Warriors do as more than anybody else. But don't you think like this is what you put your team together in the offseason for? You don't put it for a Wednesday night in Milwaukee in April, or I'm sorry, in January.
Yeah, I think pressure to me when I look at it comes more down to opportunity in the moment versus what you're going to look like over the next few years. Because if I'm looking at like LeBron James or Golden State Warriors, like they got theirs. Their legacy is set. Kevin Durant has got some championships. People just don't feel like he was the reason why they have championships. So he has to do it without Steph Curry. And so if I'm thinking about pressure, it's not necessarily legacies. It's kind of about in the moment. It's teams like Denver and Philadelphia. Like you got prime superstars. You're the number 1 seed in the Western Conference if you're the Nuggets. You're a top 3 seed if you're the 76ers. Like this, with this team, go get it done. Put yourself in position to get to the NBA Finals. Like if I'm looking at Denver Nuggets, like that team has to be playing the Western Conference Finals right now.
Okay.
Like, what else are you going to do? You got Jamal Murray back. The knee injury is behind him. You invested in the rotation players. You got one of the best players in the league. Like, go do it.
So if they lose to Phoenix in 6 or 7 in the next round, let's just say Phoenix has to get by the Clippers and Nuggets have to get by whoever they're going to have in front of them, whether it's Oklahoma City or Minnesota. So if they lose in the second round of Phoenix and Phoenix goes on to win the championship, blow up the Nuggets?
Because at that point, you're asking yourself, we know Kevin Durant, you'd pick him as the best player on the floor. You would pick him over Jokic in that situation.
Okay.
But then you say, well, we felt like we built a rotation. Jamal Murray should be able to match Devin Booker.
Right.
Like, is Chris Paul going to be the difference in that series? Okay, but then you have a Michael Porter Jr. on the wing, a lottery pick a few years in. Like, at that point, if you're the Nuggets, yeah, like, is it a different partner for Jokic? It's just, you've been here, you're ready to go. Like, you need to give yourself the opportunity to get into the NBA Finals. That's why I don't say NBA Finals are bust, but just be playing in the Western Conference Finals.
I guess that's why I'd have to see how they lose. If they lose in 6 to Phoenix, and like I know Jokic is that guy, and if Jamal Murray plays well, then I got to start looking, okay, do I need to reconstruct around my 2 main guys? See, I let's have this conversation if and when it happens, because would I blow it up if they don't get to the West? Like, I see your point, man. We're ready to win now, and we couldn't get by that team, and so how are we going to do it? Blowing it up might not be the answer. Reconstructing the other pieces might be the answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's what, when you look at what they've done in terms of rotation players like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, been a role player on a championship team. Bruce Brown brought him over, and I know that's a name that a lot of people just like, what does that mean? Like, he's your classic NBA solid rotation player. The depth is a question, but so it is with the Suns right now, honestly, when you look at who you're bringing off the bench. So.
Well, what if the Suns, I mean, I'll put it in the same, only one of those 2 teams, and maybe neither one of them if the Clippers come through, but only one of those teams is getting to the conference championship, right? Only one of them. Are the Suns in the same boat? If they don't get there, they got to blow it up?
I feel like no, because you haven't even played a full season with Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I think that's fair. All right, if you're on the phone, stay there. I want to get to, we got to burn this final break of the day, and we'll hear what you have to say, wrap you up, get ready for the weekend. It's the opening drive. Thanks for being with us on this Friday on 95.9 FM at AM 610 Sports Hour.
pitch. There's a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. It's upstairs, goes to the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, La Cueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there. As La Cueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter. Shot to third, and good catch, and she gets the out. Outstanding play by Trinity Bazan. Nice bright spot.
Costly errors allowed Cleveland to get 1 run back. That one sent on the ground to the left side. Throw to first in time. Throw home. Got her. Whoa, what a play.
Next door or something. Not sure, but they came out here, and Ellison cracks an RBI out to left field. That's where you got to do it. 1 run, 2 run, and this game could very well be over. It's a play at the plate. It's sliding, and that will do it. The Rams walk off the La Cueva Bears. It's a 3-run batted in shot by Dean Ellison.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
From 4 till 7 on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Wrapping up a Friday, taking you into the weekend. Should be a good one. Home opener for New Mexico United. Go out and see A. Marie at 377 Brewery. Pre-match. Kick that thing off. Looking forward to seeing you all out at University Stadium tomorrow morning, starting at 9 o'clock for CPR training with the Lobos and Cumulus. And should it NBA playoffs. Should be a pretty fun weekend.
We're all going to be out there tomorrow, too. That'll be fun.
Yep, different times. I got lacrosse at 9 a.m., and then I'll head over there. You got a tea time this weekend?
Yeah, Sunday, noon.
Noon. All right. Yeah, I got an 8:21. Got to get up a little early.
I'm excited.
But I was going to sleep in a little this weekend, but it's like, do I sleep in or do I go, because I got an early flight. I hit it well yesterday. Not well off the tee, but my short game.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was it was mid-season form short game. I made some putts yesterday. I was happy with it. Got to spend some time, saw Jerry Kill yesterday. Their New Mexico State spring game is next Thursday in Las Cruces. So JJ, I think he'll be on Jerry with us the Monday following their spring game, most likely, and wrap up the spring. But it sounds like I talked to Tony Sanchez, the receivers coach, the former UNLV head coach, and it sounds like they really like what they had. Now, I don't know any coach that comes out of spring says, yeah, we're not very good, right? Although that's happened before. But
the only one I've heard ever do that is Troy Calhoun.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, there was when Bob Davie first got here, right? They came out, wow, I don't know how we're ever going to win a game. And it took a minute. But no, it was good to see those guys. And but their spring game is next Thursday down in Las Cruces. If for Aggie fans, if you're looking at getting in on that, you can do that. All right. So what's the highlight of the weekend? It's got to be the NBA playoffs, right? As far as the national scene.
Yes.
Monday, the NHL playoffs start, which I think is a pretty big deal, which will be cool. And then tomorrow, so you're going to be out early. A. Marie, you're out early too, and then I'll be out there for the later sessions.
Yeah, I'm there most of the event in general.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Terry, thanks for I needed that. Terry, I apologize. You've been holding. No. It's totally my space. Terry, good morning. You're on these Sports Animals. Sorry about that.
No problem. Good Friday to all of you. Thoughts and hugs to all family members. Yes, I was being a little ornery. I was calling in from Blue Blood Radio. The original NIL money, because Bruin James, I think, goes back to allegedly Lou Alcindor, how he wound up from New York City to UCLA, and there was some big donor out there. So, things happen in the big time. But I would put these three franchises that still have great history but haven't done much lately, UCLA, the Canadians, and the Cowboys, who all have tons of championships, well-respected, but last won a championship in the 90s. UConn, obviously, the dominant number one basketball team over the last 20 years, 22 years if you want to, 5 championships and all that. So, it changes. I do not know where Blue Blood came from. I know there was a ton of guys tied, coaches tied to KU, Adolph Rupp, obviously Dean Smith, Bog Allen, and obviously basketball, first basketball coach. Nate Smith invented basketball for KU. So I don't know, but, it's just like Power 5 and stuff. The media throws out names and, we move on. But it will be fun. I don't know if I'll get up there, but UConn's coming to the Fog December 1st this year. So it'd be a heck of a game to go see, except I don't know if KU can field a team because half their team went in the transfer portal. And I guess when your coach has won a national championship recently, you can just wish them all well. Hope they're going to do fine in their new home. One of them went to Boise, one went to East Carolina. I'm sure KU might scrounge up a few players to put on the court next year.
Yeah, they'll find one or two.
So from that end, and I feel for when players have to say something when they're leaving, because who knows the real reason. The stories of why Alec left, we weren't there when he met with the coaches, so I wish him well wherever he goes, just to be happy. And the players that come in, great, and the ones that leave, I wish them the best. And I guess the end of Friday, I don't know if you discussed it because I missed part of the shows during the week, but I guess I might have to watch the WWE again with the Cavender twins ending their contract with the WWE. Good for them if they make some money that way. I guess, JJ, you could say one of the twins was good at basketball and the other one rode her coattails, but I don't know for sure. But you guys have a great weekend. Take care. Be safe.
See, one was certainly better than the other, and one played a lot more than the other.
That doesn't mean you ride their coattails.
Yeah. Here's what they're both really good at, and they're really good at it as a pair. And I don't know if they would be as good standalone. They're good at making money.
Yeah, that's their brand.
Yeah.
They built a brand before NIL became a thing. They capitalized on it for 2 years in collegiate athletics, and what they did at Fresno State was impressive. But then to see them go to Miami, they go on an Elite Eight run last year. Miami Hurricanes, the Cavendish sisters, who began their collegiate career at Fresno State. Nothing official yet, but the WWE does a lot of NIL stuff with college athletes, and they were one of the early ones in on that trend, and everyone is just kind of connecting the dots, thinking that'll be their next stop.
I didn't hear that, actually. So it's an interesting stop for them. Although it doesn't feel all.
Too, but now they're doing WWE.
Well, because one of them wanted to play, but the other didn't, and the one that did said, "I'm not going to play without my sister," and it's kind of their brand, and so that's what they're going to do. So they are going WWE. What are they going to do? They're going to.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
Tag team, of course.
Of course. I know. Good for them. I mean, look, man, ride it as long as you can ride it. Put off getting a real job as long as you can put off getting a real job. You know what I mean? And they're making tons of money, and maybe they'll never have to get a real job because they're making so much money. So good for them. All right, I'm just looking through. Do you?
How do you transport? I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you transport 1 million dimes?
From where to where?
Because police are investigating in northeast Philadelphia after someone broke into a trailer containing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of dimes and allegedly stole what could be 2 million dimes. How do you transport 2 million dimes?
You'll find out on Monday.
So 2 million dimes is $200,000. How do you how heavy is that? I don't know. I mean, obviously,
how many piggy banks you carrying out of there?
All I see is wheelbarrows and trucks.
Just go to the bank. I got 2 million dimes. I'd like to deposit my account, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, the coin machine's over there. See you in 2 weeks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? Oh, I got to start over. Good week, boys and girls. Hey, Marie, have a great weekend. Go join her tomorrow at 377 before United and San Diego Loyal. Join us all tomorrow morning out at University Stadium as we all learn CPR and save lives. Looking forward to seeing you all out there. Jim Rome Show is next. Heard with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4. Isotopes and Chihuahuas after that. Adrian, great week on the visual medium as well. Have a great, safe weekend, boys and girls, and please be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you on Monday.
Dear sports fans, elevate your game to the next level with a Toyota truck.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.